Hello children, I hope everyone are safe and sound staying at home. I'm Mrs. Grace taking English Literature class 6. Today we will see the lesson, the poem, The Old Brown Horse. This poem is about an old brown horse which is aging and being ignored by its master. This poem talks about the feelings of a old horse. Now, before we see the poem, let us know few words. Had my day. My best days are past. I am now old. Mane. Long hair on the head and the neck of a horse. Shaggy. Untidy hair. Weary. Tired. Lame. Unable to walk. Sigh. Breath of relief. Now, this is the first stanza of the poem. Let us read the stanza first. The old brown horse looks over the fence in a very sort of way. He seems to be saying to all who pass, "Well, folks, I've had my day. I'm simply watching the world go by, and nobody seems to mind." As they are dashing past in their motor cars, a horse who is lame and half blind. So in this stanza we see that an old brown horse, it's looking over the fence very sort of way. So here we see that the horse which is grown old, he stands near the fence and looks over as if exhausted and tired. He seems to be speaking to the people who pass by the field that he had his day, and now he was just watching everyone go about doing his jobs, unconcerned about the horse's existence. So no one is looking at this horse, but the horse is looking at everyone who are passing by, and it seems that nobody is cared about this horse, and they are moving by the motor cars, and they're just passing by, and the whole old horse is standing over the fence, and he's lame. The horse is lame and half blind. Now we'll see the second stanza. The old brown horse has a shaggy coat, but once he was young and trim, and he used to trot through the woods and lanes with the man who was fond of him. But his master rides in a motor car, and it makes him feel quite sad when he thinks of the days that used to be, and all the time they had. No one seems to be bothered about the horse, and they drive their motor cars and no longer need the services of a horse. So he is old, lame, and half blind, and no one is bothered about this horse. And his master also is not taking care of this old horse. But once he was young and trim, and the horse is recollecting its past days, earlier days, yesterdays, that he was once young and trim, and it used to ride through the woods and lanes with a man who was fond of him. With a man. Who is this man? He's his master. The old brown horse's master. But his master rides in a motor car. Now his master is using a motor car, and it makes this horse feel quite sad when he thinks of the days that used to be, and all the times they had, and the wonderful days that this horse and its master spent together. They were very wonderful days for the horse, and it is recollecting those days when the horse was very young and trim. Let's go to the third stanza. Sometimes a friendly soul will stop near the fence, where the tired old head rests wearily on the topmost bar, and a friendly word is said. Then the old brown horse gives a little sigh as he feels the kindly touch of a hand on his mane or his shaggy coat, and he doesn't mind so much. So, in this third stanza, we see that once in a while a friendly visitor passes by, a friendly word is spoken to this horse. So when this person passes by and notice the very horse resting his head on the topmost bar of the fence, he feels pity. The person feels pity of the horse and speaks a kind word or two, soothing the horse's agony. The person touches his mane or the shagging coat. The horse is having a shaggy coat. So it when the person touches its shaggy coat and touches its mane, the horse feels comfort and it's give a little sigh, a breath of comfort, and he feels the kindly touch that the person gives him, and and he feels very comforted. Let's go to the final stanza. So, if you pass by the field one day, just stop for a word or two with the old brown horse who was once as young and as full of life as you. He loved the touch of your soft young hand, and I know he'll seem to say, "Oh, thank you, friend, for the kindly thought for a horse who has had his day." Oh, thank you, friend, for the kindly thought for a horse who has had his day. So, in this final stanza, the poet seems to tell passer, all the um, all those who pass by the field, just stop for a word or two. Just stop near the old brown horse and speak two or three words to the horse and touch his mane with the old brown horse. He feels very comforted, and the poet also says that once that horse was full of life, just as we are now, just as you are now, full of life, young, energetic. Once that horse was young, trim, energetic, and it used to trot through the lanes and woods. So, the poet is asking the passerbys, the person who passes through the field, just stop for a word and give greetings to the horse, and the horse will say that, feels that comfort, and it says thank you to the visitors. Oh, thank you, friend, for the kindly thought for a horse who has had his day. So here poet is saying thank you to the visitors who are passing by and who give that comfortable touch, comfort, words of comfort to the old brown horse. And this poem is not only about the old brown horse. This is, if we think deeply into the poem, we just need to think about the old people who are there in our life. So we have to be very kind and very hospitable. So whenever you see any old people, when you pass by and you know that person, just say hello, hi, grandpa or grandma, how are you? Just few words that will give comfort to the old people. So not only that, the animals also, as you see here, the horse, how comfortable it feels when a passerby touches its mane and speak to it comfortably. How weary the horse is when no one is speaking to it. See, a kind word, it gives a comfort to old horse. So we have to show that compassion to the people around us, and especially the old people who recollect their olden days, the days that have passed when they were young. So when young children like you talk to them, they feel comforted and they go back to their childhood days, or the days when they were very energetic, and they recollect them and they feel happy and they feel comforted. So this is what the poem is talking about, and this poem is written by W.F. Holmes. Thank you, boys.